So hello again, and thanks again for being here. So I'm going to give a short introduction of myself and my practice. So you know what I've been doing, and give a context to what I'm going to do afterwards. So I'm Zahra. I have a BA in visual communication from Art University of Tehran. And then I have also an MFA in medium and material-based art from the Department of Printmaking and Drawing from Oslo National Academy of the Art. And I make drawings, print books, and book-like objects. In my work, I deal with the complexity of representation and expression, specifically related to the past personal or collective traumas. So basically, I started my master's studies with the question of how is it possible to represent violence, and if representing violence could also violate the audience somehow, and how to talk about trauma, because talking about such topic could be super complex, and addressing to some traumas could also bring some emotion in the audience. So how to approach that and how to talk about traumas, personal traumas or collective, depending on impact of it on people. So for example, I was asking a question of can I just show a picture of a war crime to people if I want to talk about it, or is that also violating the audience and would trigger something in the audience, which is is it what I want to do with my work or no? So I was dealing with this complexity of talking about traumas. And also during my studies at Akio, I was really interested in a space-time between different mediums, because I was studying printmaking. So I was interested into for example, by presenting an object and a drawing of the object next to it and the print of the drawing next to all of them next to each other. What is the time and space between all of these a medium that I'm putting in front of the audience? I was interested in this time in between, because I think time is a matter that it is if it's discipline in people, it's a way of somehow controlling. So I was interested to show and explore these differences between these times and action in between all of these mediums, and how that could generate meaning, and through repetition you can bring up complex topic in between these mediums. So that was what I was interested when I was studying, and after that I had a chance to also get into a residency program for 1 year here in Berlin. And during that time I was very interested in this a bodily movement that you or people or group of people take to express and to generate meaning. For example, when we talk, that's a way of expressing, or when we write about something that has happened to us, or we want to just talk about it by writing, or making drawings, or even when you hold a piece of paper and go to street and just walk next to 1,000 other people. That was also for me a way that body express some meaning. And also when you go on the street again next to other people and hold your hand up. These are all really interesting to me, how the body tries to express meaning and talks through movements. So after I finished my studies, I started to just I was trying to realize and find a way to continue my practice. So I was writing a lot of application, because that's a way after graduation you learn that if you want to continue your artistic practice, you need to apply for different residency funding, and so that was the moment I realized, okay, I really need to just start doing that and write about my practice and talk about what I'm doing, what I'm talking about. But at the same time, what I was talking about was this not being able to talk about something. So I was kind of in a block, because at the same time, I wanted to just talk about expression. I was not able to express myself, to go through this like application processes, talk about what I'm doing, why I'm doing that. So I really found that like time really painful for me in a way to just like not being able to talk and write about what you are doing, because maybe it's not really clear for myself even what I'm doing at this point of my practice. So I was facing like this like a block that I wasn't able to write basically about what I'm doing and what is my practice about. So I got like stuck in this process, in this time in my practice. So I was like thinking how I can just like pass through this because I found like this is something I need to really go through in order to continue. So I started to think of different ways and look at writing maybe in a different way. So I was thinking, okay, what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to write. And what are you doing when you write? So I just like got back into like this like a very basic lessons I used to get at the school when I was 7 years old for writing. So I was like, okay, when you write, what you do, like I got back to the discipline of writing and looking into it. In order to be maybe trying to do that, I would just start writing, and magically like writing would happen through this like body experience that I'm inventing for myself. So I started by like, okay, maybe I just needed like a piece of paper. So like, and I can just have a piece of paper and then just sit and have a pen with me, which is like needed for writing, and then follow the principle, which is basically follow lines from like one top of the paper. So like depending on which language, like you go from right to left or left to right, and then just like you follow lines and you feel the line with your writing. So I just decided to do that and maybe make myself into like a habit of writing, like put myself in a situation that I just sit and write. But then for the beginning, I decided to like just like let my hand follow its own term and just like go freely, because it was like a way for me to experience the body experience of writing. So the word and actually generating word was not like a priority. It was not like something I wanted to do at that point. So I just wanted to just sit and do the discipline of writing. And by repeating that, get into expressing myself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do that practice here for 2 minutes, and yeah, let's see.